Hey everyone, welcome to Rockfish Farm. Today we are planting a Hortsmann Blue Atlas cedar. This is a semi-dwarf version of the Blue Atlas cedar. It is a zone 6 through 9. Obviously it is an evergreen, so we're going to be adding some winter interest. Yes, we are here in January. Our weather has been pretty nice. This thing is going to be happier in the ground than it is sitting in its nursery pot. We're going to mulch it up good, keep it really well watered, especially if we have some colder temperatures at night, and I think it'll do just fine. I love this icy blue foliage that just is so irregular looking. So this one gets 12 feet high is what the tag says. I'm finding some conflicting information online. Some things say 8 to 10 feet high and only 5 to 6 feet wide. But by the actual tag, this says 12 feet high and 8 feet wide. And that happens to be very slow happening. So over the next 10 years or so, we might see its maturity at that height and width. So I am going to plant this thing accordingly. I wanted to be far away from you today so that you can kind of get a view of this entire area. We're just starting to plant up. This triangle bed is what I'm going to refer to it as. And you can see I've got this fun grassy texture here in front of me. I've got two of them, and I thought it would look so pretty with this blue foliage here and just the different types of textures that'll offer for this area. Behind me to my left, can you see? Okay, yes, you can. This is a Pearl Glam Beauty Berry, and it gets 4 to 5 or 5 to 6 feet tall, and then 3 to 4 feet wide. And then same with the grass, I'm looking 4 to 5 feet tall. I think this one's 4 to 5 feet tall as well. They were the same. And so these things are kind of billow out here and take over those two areas. And then I thought it would just be so fun to have this blue texture here. So this Pearl Glam Beauty Berry, you can see that it gets those deep green leaves, almost purple looking, and then the deep purple berries in the fall. Again, such great texture going on right here. So this likes well-drained soils. We are here at the bottom of the garden here, so I'm afraid some water is going to get down here. I'm going to plant this just a little bit high above the soil, and then I'm going to mulch it in and keep it really well watered, like I mentioned. I think I mentioned it's a zone 6 through 9. It likes full sun. Keep it well watered during your first couple growing seasons, and then after that, it should be good to go. So with it being this small specimen tree, it's easy to kind of tuck into spots where you need just a little height and a little more texture, but don't have a lot of space for it. These look great. I know you can't see on video with dark green glossy foliage too. There's a holly, a Carissa holly in front of me at the corner here. I'm sure you'll see that in just a few minutes. But the glossy green texture of the holly, they look great with magnolias. They look great with Japanese maples. They look great with camellias, which I love camellias, and I'm debating on whether or not to put one in my garden because they're so beautiful, especially in January and February when they are in full bloom, and the blooms on them are gorgeous. However, they make a huge mess. So kind of tossing that one up there. All right, so here's my thoughts on this area and why I chose this spot. So it's this big triangle, and I'm hoping you can see over in that bed next to the fencing, there's an apple tree, which gets about 25 to 30 feet tall and wide. So I'm wanting to create these layers, and I want this bed to be more of an evergreen bed. When you first walk into the garden, this is the first thing you see straight ahead. And I want to create this eye block of like evergreen. So even in wintertime, this area looks pretty lush, whether it is from the dead foliage of the grasses, which just offer so much still in wintertime, or a bunch of evergreens. So I want, this one's a lot smaller, but I'm wanting to put some other evergreens back over behind me so that it kind of blocks off that back fence back there. I want to create that mystery. So when you first walk into the garden, you follow these paths and have to take them to be able to see everything that's going on in the garden. I also plan on moving my Spice Girl viburnum over here, which almost gets like a big bush, or you can do it in like a tree form. And I think the white blooms in the springtime will also accent this so nicely. This grows 6 to 10 inches per year, so it's pretty slow growing. And If you do get strong, strong winds, you probably want to put this in a place that is a little bit more protected. So I think that's it on this tree. I think it's going to be really pretty right here and offer a lot when you first walk in here. So let's get it planted up. Okay, I love the way it turned out. I'm up here at the front garden gate because I wanted to give you the view when you first walk into the garden. I haven't gotten this thing watered in yet. It's supposed to rain later today, so I may just wait and see if we get the rain to do it. But I love the way this turned out. So this is the entrance of the garden. You can see it there, still so small, but just imagine how pretty that's going to be with the grass and then the beautyberry right there. Hopefully it's going to block the water spigot right there. But here is the dark green Carissa holly that I was telling you about. The glossy green with that icy blue foliage, it's so pretty. And the contrast of it, I just love it. So this is what it looks like. And you can see the apple tree back here. So it's just going to, especially from this angle, it's going to create all these different layers, you know, with the big viburnum here, with the apple tree coming out the top. This one with its, you know, irregular little branches there, and then the wispy textures of the grass. I think it's going to look so pretty. We still have a lot more planting to do. That's why I didn't finish mulching the area, because we are going to be doing so much in this area. Obviously, all of these open spots we're going to be planting and filling in with perennials and ground cover and all kinds of things. The goal in this area especially is to not see any of the mulchy area. We are going to mulch it up this year. Obviously, the grass and weeds took over last year, as you can see. But oh man, I just think that is going to be so gorgeous. It's a start. We'll see. We've got many more to go. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about this little tree and seeing where we placed it on our farm. I hope it can find a spot in your yard because it is just so beautiful. I am going to go and ride this horse before all this rain comes here later today. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.